Did you get those Super Mario stuff on Animal Crossing?
So yes and no. I got some of everything. So I have one of everything.
Okay.
But I didn't finish, like, you've been to my island, so you know it's predominantly a Harry Potter island, except for the
Ayo.
center. Ayo. Go Harry Potter.
Oh, it's my watch is covering it.
But I have this area that was, like, in the middle of my island that was for the burrow, and it was super bare because I just didn't have anything for it. And so with the Mario stuff, I was like, cool, I can use, mushrooms to create a nice effect near the fireplace. I could use a shell for, if you've read the books, it was for the gnomes like to play in the
I was
gardens.
about to say,
So
was it the garden gnomes?
exactly.
But you
all
can
that
get
stuff.
garden gnomes on the game.
I know, but I like want things that are more animated. Now
Okay.
the shell's not animated, I'd probably go with the star. Like, I would go and play with some of the effects that you could with the Animal Crossing.
Oh, I fully set up I had a little section by the beach and I set up like a mini course. Like I have the block that comes down and almost hits you and you can like hit the other
Ooh.
block. There's a little star.
Can
And
I
then I
come?
put the pipes. Yeah, I'll show you it. I put them
Cool.
all over my island because my island is a lot of water because I made it look like a port city. So you can't like just run across it. Like there are literally like there's a path and that's
so I
it.
should
The rest is
bring-
water. So
Should I bring
I
my
have
stick?
pipes. No, there's like bridges and everything
Okay,
everywhere, but it's just like to get like I have, my museums on one end of the island and the shops on the other. So when I go get like my fossils assessed and I have to go sell them, I just hop in the tube and I'm at the shop.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
So I love that you can actually travel with the tubes and it makes a little noise too, like it's sucking you in and popping you out.
I have one like, so behind my Hogwarts castle or behind the museum, I have a pipe and it takes me to the complete opposite side of my island to I run the trick where I have jail bars all the way, like all the way across one side of my island. So all I have to do is stand at the bottom and the balloons will fly down to me. I'm lazy.
Oh,
I want all
that's
the
so smart.
I want all the do it yourselves in as minimal effort as it possibly takes me.
That is so smart.
I have put 500 hours into this game. I don't put 500 hours into games I platinum on my PlayStation. What is life?
I think I'm at almost 400 hours on Animal Crossing, and it's only been out for I think I've had it for it was around this last year that I got a Switch and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm excited to see some of the if there's any more interesting additions. Like it would be great if we could get.
Well, they did a Hello Kitty pack. You have to buy the there's these cards you have to buy to get it though. They're not in-game things. Yeah. And also Fall Guys is coming out this summer finally on Switch. I am so happy.
Is it crossplay?
I don't know because I've never actually played with my friends because I had it on PC, but I can't play it on my work computer, so I can't play it. But when I played it on PC, I never I would try and play with my friends, but we were just never free at the same time. So I don't know if it's cross, if you're playing on a PlayStation and I'm playing on my Switch, because I can do that in Rocket League.
Yeah,
I play with people. Cool. I love Rocket League.
I platinumed it and then I left, and I was not good at that game.
I finally learned how to fly.
That's fair. That's fair. But anyways, we're actually here to talk about some football.
We're not giant gaming nerds.
Speak for yourself. I 100% am. I'm going to play Avengers after this, which is another terrible game.
Oh my god.
But my god, I will play as heroes any time of day. But my name's Megan, and this is my co-host Chelsea. And today we're going to discuss just a couple questions so that you can get to know us, your co-hosts of Primetime Dimes, or to kind of bring out some biases.
Some.
We're human. We're human.
Some is an
I
understatement.
I don't see things clearly. And then also to talk about the Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, that was a lot of fun for one of us and not fun at all for another one of us.
Yeah, I definitely cried.
So welcome. And
hello.
Yeah, right? What do you want to talk about right off the bat? I guess, do you want to tell us who your team is and how you
Yeah,
got into
well,
them?
I mean, I guess I'll start with this team. I'm wearing my Clemson sweater today. College football is the reason I love football. It was how I got into it. I actually used to hate football. Um, and my boyfriend in high school was super into football. So every Sunday when I go over to his house, it was you'd watch football all day and then you would have dinner and then you watch Sunday night football. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And I had to spend all day sitting there just watching a sport that I used to hate. And then it was bowl season.
Okay.
So he wanted to watch the bowl game. So we watched Clemson play a bowl game and I'm like, where has this been all my life? And I
Who was
don't
the
know what it
quarterback?
God, this was I think it was like the year before Watson. Like I
Okay.
could not tell you
Okay.
who was on this team. I was just excited about football for once,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it went from there. And I think it just kind of Watson really helped with that too. I mean, don't like him anymore, but speaking in a past tense term, when he was in college, he was a phenomenal athlete. So, I mean, he's still a phenomenal athlete. He's just a shitty person. But yeah, college football was just so exciting for me and I just started following there.
Was it
And
the,
then
sorry to cut you off, was it
yeah,
the
yeah.
atmosphere? Like, I remember watching, like, I'm not a huge college
Yeah.
watcher. My father is, though. And I would remember Saturdays just hearing a lot of noise, and it was a palpable difference from Sunday noise. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
it's
louder or anything. It's just
there's more energy.
there's something there. Yeah, it's like
I
there
don't know.
is
Do you
a
remember going to
nine.
Panda game as a student? Like when we go to
I didn't
college, like
go,
our
man.
college football games? Like I just like that was the most fun I ever had at any of our sporting events just because
Yeah,
like it's a the fan base isn't just you like this team because of XYZ. Like that's your school. We're talking about school pride, school
yeah,
spirit. You want to be the best school in your division, in your conference, whatever. And like you just like you go to a school because they're the best. They're the best at sports. They're the best at um, academics. They're like that's why you go to a certain college in the States. So I think it's just that aspect. And like they're
okay.
just phenomenal student athletes. Like it's just insane to think that these kids are going through college at the same time making 70-yard throws down the field better than some NFL players.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just like their youth. They're just so much energy.
okay.
It's so much more fast paced. Like there are less commercials, so I stay more attentive.
Yeah, and I
And it's
guess
just there's a lot more rivalry too.
and there's a lot, you're not playing just for a paycheck, you're playing to get to the paycheck, obviously. But
Yeah, that's the thing. Like this is their resume. They are gonna go
yeah.
all out every game, and that's why you see a lot of crazy plays because these kids are trying to show what they have and that
Yeah.
they have what it takes to make it in the NFL. So I think that it's and it it also makes watching the NFL fun because now I've seen where these guys come from.
Yeah,
I
you've
saw
seen
them
them come
grow.
up.
I've It's crazy. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then yeah, I guess that segued into me starting to like the NFL because now I'm watching football and I get excited for the
Yeah.
games. But um, my boyfriend in high school, my ex, he was a Eagles fan, and I was pretty sick of cheering for the Eagles. I was just not about it anymore. And
Fuck the
we
Eagles.
were at a bar, and
But like,
sorry, Marika.
fly Eagles fly, cool.
You
But
know what? I'll say fly Eagles fly over them Cowboys.
oh,
So them
absolutely.
boys. So
Mm, I can't believe
anyway,
Marika is dating a Cowboys or married to a
she's
Cowboys
married
fan.
to a
Yeah, I know.
Cowboys
Sorry,
fan.
Cramp.
Sorry, Marika. Did you just say sorry to Grant?
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, Marika, please don't kill us.
Or do.
um, but yeah, so we were sitting at a bar and I was kind of just like, I want my own team. I guess that was like where it stemmed from. Like, I want my own team. And he was just like, okay, like, who do you want to cheer for? And we're like, there were a few games on the TV behind him. And I was watching Jamal Charles play on the Chiefs, and I was like, them, I want to cheer for them. And he kind of just looked behind him. He was like, the Chiefs, yeah, sure, that's fine. Like they weren't in this. We were really gonna have to verse each other as Chiefs and Eagles.
Man,
So that's it. That's where it started with Jamal Charles.
that's cool.
And then I fell in love with Eric Berry. I had to live through Alex Smith, which is a bit of a heartbreak.
Don't say
I
live through. He was fine. Like he
He was
was kind of
okay.
underrated at times.
I do feel really bad for him when he switched teams and then had was it his ankle? His ankle got all
Oh,
messed
his
up.
leg got wrecked.
He was supposed to be dead, so I can't believe he's back playing again.
Oh,
But
not supposed to be dead. He went septic.
he almost died.
Yes. Sorry.
I'll
You
correct
just went,
myself. He almost died. um, but yeah, so I think, and then I got the Tyreek Hill, and then I remember when we got Mahomes.
I do remember you getting Mahomes
I
very
was
clearly.
mad. Can I tell you how
Oh,
mad
yeah.
I was? Because he was in the same year as Deshaun Watson,
Watson.
and there were rumors that the Chiefs wanted Watson, and I'm watching the drafts, and the
Oh, you
Chiefs,
wanted Watson so bad?
I wanted Watson so bad. I was like, if my college quarterback becomes my team's quarterback, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
And then they've traded up. I think it was like up to 15 or something.
Yep.
Like they traded up real high to get a quarterback. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is it. We're getting him. I'm so excited. And then they call Patrick Mahomes' name, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I can't say how happy I am that we have him now, considering how amazing. Like I'm happy that I grew to love him. Like I'm happy I didn't really know who he was before he entered the draft, because at this point I wasn't really following other college teams.
Yeah.
I was just excited to watch my Clemson players enter the draft. And then we got Mahomes, and then it was so cool to watch him play.
Yeah.
And I really wish he had a rookie season, like his first year rookie season, because he would have broke so many records. But yeah, again, glad he didn't, because he got to, watch everything. He got to find his groove, and then he just came in and he exploded. And I'm so happy with him.
He's someone that I think we'll look back on and be like, you helped change the game. He obviously was not the first to do what he's doing, but he has this moxie about him that it's just, as a fan of a different team in the conference, it's still mesmerizing to watch. Like he is easy to root for, and that's
the thing. I have a lot of friends who tell me they love watching the Chiefs. They love watching Patrick Mahomes. So fun. You know what he's gonna do next.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some of the things he does, and I'm like, how do you even do? Like even Tom Brady admitted that like he can't do some of the things Patrick Mahomes does, but you know what? Somehow he beat him in the Super Bowl. So.
And that AFC Championship game that I told you.
I don't want to talk about that either.
Had to use lasers and it didn't even work.
But yeah, that's where my love for football and Clemson and the Chiefs came from. What about you, Meg?
Well, it's ultimately it comes from my dad. Absolutely. I remember probably as early as I can think my dad watching football on Sundays.
Yeah, and, my dad's a big football nut too.
Yeah, and he was a Steelers fan or has been a Steelers fan, and he's a diehard fan, and I really like cheering against his team. Really.
Yeah, I did too, but my dad's team is Dallas.
So that's easy.
It's really easy to cheer against it.
And it's funny because like it was always annoying because my dad was always right. Like it was no matter what sport him and I would watch, he could choose the team that was always gonna win. And at that point, when I started watching football with him, I loved Dolphins, just literally loved Dolphins. So when Miami had a team called the Dolphins, I was like, I'm going to choose that team, right? Like, fuck yeah, let's go Dolphins. But for those of you who don't know, the Dolphins suck.
Yeah, they're on the ups right now.
No, but like this is like 90s Dolphins. They weren't great. So I didn't really have a lot of fun cheering against my dad's team with the Dolphins.
You can't talk shit when that's your team.
Yeah. Do I have a soft spot for the Dolphins to this day? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I still like Dolphins.
Okay, but how did you feel when the Dolphins kicked the Patriots out of their number one seed 2 years
Good on them.
ago?
Good on
Okay,
them.
there we go. I thought you were
And
getting a
at the
little
end,
butthurt.
I don't get butthurt because at the end
That
of
was
the
one of the
day,
happiest days of my life.
my quarterback, my quarterback got his 7 rings. That's all I cared about, and he got there, and so he lost along the way, and that could be something that gets used against him in this greatest of all time debate in the long run. But that still means Mahomes needs to get close. He doesn't have to get 7, but he has to get close. Like he has to get to
I mean, he's got
5.
10 years with the Chiefs, depending on how
Contract
the salary
situation.
caps go in the next few
Yeah.
years. Um, you never know what they can do. Like
Yeah.
if things look good, if we can keep some of the players that we have that he works well with, I don't see why he wouldn't be on the same track as Tom Brady.
I think it will come down to people will learn how to defend against what he does because he still is not as strong at those mid-range throws, right? So you drop back enough deep, you're
Yeah, he's like an all or nothing kind of guy when he throws.
exactly. And that's why it's fireworks. It is flashy. Brady's the exact opposite. That's why you and I will have some great debates over the two play styles because they are different. They are almost
They are.
polar opposites.
Well, Patrick Mahomes grew up watching Tom
Exactly.
Brady. So like it's a completely different generation that he's competing against
Exactly.
now. Like these kids grew up. I think that's where we're at in the NFL right now. Is just like
It's
we have like
exciting.
it's like two completely
Whew.
different generations. And I feel like everyone that we had in the middle just like left. Like it was just like there was
Well,
just this like meh few years.
it's funny because I've been
And now we
through
have this old generation that's amazing, and then we have all these
yeah.
new kids coming in that are phenomenal.
I've been through 2 transitions. Like this is the second transition I've felt. And it's been excellent. But anyways, we can cover that afterwards. But yeah, so like the Dolphins sucked, unfortunately. And I'm not one to promote switching teams. But I saw when the Pats signed Bledsoe to an extension, the 5-year extension, I was like, interesting. I kind of like this dude. And it was kind of exciting football. It was more exciting than the Dolphins. And they started getting into games with the Steelers that were entertaining. Do I remember the scores? No. I hate this headset. But then we hit, I think it was midway through the season before Brady's drafted. And I remember saying, "Oh, watch, they'll take a quarterback." Like I don't see the Patriots wanting to spend that much money on this quarterback, on Bledsoe. I was like, so they're probably going to take a quarterback and develop them, maybe late round. And it might be nothing. It will likely be nothing because that's what everything tells us. And then, yep, sure enough, 199, Tom Brady's called. I was like, cool, let's go for the underdog. Who thinks a quarterback from the 6th round is going to do well in the NFL?
Not me.
Nope. And I will never claim.
How often does that happen?
No, I'll never claim that I thought that Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady.
I don't think anyone knew.
No.
I don't think anyone knew what he was going to turn into, and I think that's the surprising thing about him. Like I hate saying good things about him, but I wish that I was like I hate him so much. I hate him because he's good. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
I just hate seeing his face in the championship.
It was just so fun, and I remember that game where Bledsoe got hit and just the smack. Ugh. And you knew something was not okay. And sure enough, the rest is history. And I was a fan when Ty Law was the CB over there. I've been a fan through Teddy Bruschek. I know the players prior to Brady. But did I find that obviously the team became more successful once Brady came in? Yes. And was that easier to then go and jar with my father? Yeah. Did that make me fall in love with football? Absolutely. Am I ever going to leave the Patriots? No, because I'm not just there because they were winning. No, it's just fun to be like, oh yeah, you think they're not going to win because of Tom Brady, we still do have Belichick, or we still do have the aura of something could still happen. And
Yeah,
if
you
it's
guys
over,
you're building again.
yeah. And if it's
You're
over,
just in a
it's
rebuilding
over.
phase.
It's still going to be
And
fun.
yeah.
But I'll also, like, if the Patriots don't make the playoffs, I am rooting for Brady right now, or I'm rooting for
Yeah.
a team that's exciting. I like to watch fun football, and I like to have a stake
Yeah.
in the game.
And I just think like Brady has like he may have been like a mediocre quarterback coming into the draft, but I feel like he's always been a great leader. And that's probably what helped him skyrocket everything.
Yeah.
Because look, he went to a new team and won the Super Bowl. Like you can only do that by being a good leader. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that just by boasting that you're good at your job.
Yeah.
Like you have to be good at other things to be able to do that.
Exactly. And he's smart. He's super smart. Like, he runs that offense. I'm not saying the offensive coordinator is useless or anything, but at the end of the day, you have a second offensive coordinator out on the field watching
Yeah,
what the defense is
basically.
doing up
He's been
until
doing it long enough that like I won't be surprised if he ends up as a coach after he
I think he leaves.
retires. You think
I
so?
think when this is over,
You don't think he's going to do
no.
analysis or anything?
I
Wow.
don't think he could care less about analyzing football. I think he loves playing football, and when
Okay.
it's over, and he'll go over on his other ventures. Like,
So you think he's not going to like miss it so much that he's just going to want to be like back in the atmosphere?
no, because if so, then he would want to be like a quarterback coach. He would want to.
Yeah.
I would feel like he would want to be more hands on, because then he's, as you say, on the field, back in the atmosphere. No, I think he's playing so long because he knows when he's done, he's gone, and so
That's
he's
fair.
soaking it all in, and he's acknowledging it's almost over. So yeah, I think he's gone, and that's the day he retires. Don't talk to me. I'm
I'll
gonna
bring
be
you
so
cookies and a box
sad.
of tissues.
I'll be sad. But then I'll be like,
It'll be a sad
okay,
day.
who's next? Like, okay,
Man,
is
I
Mahomes
cried
gonna
when
do
Drew
this?
Brees when Drew Brees retired. Like when he
Yeah.
looked every time I see a video of him like looking back at the stadium, like my heart breaks a little bit because I'm like,
You knew
oh,
then too. You absolutely knew then.
like that you knew that
Yeah.
was it. Like you didn't have to say it. That look was everything.
There's only one quarterback that that I cheered when they retired, and everyone can guess it. It is obviously Eli Manning. Dude beat us twice in the Super Bowl. I'm so happy he's gone. Like, fuck.
Eli Manning is one of my favorite
Yeah.
quarterbacks just because of that.
I would have been so, like, I don't care that they lost per se, but I'm not. Why did it
Wasn't for
have to
him,
be
you
the
guys would have 9.
no? And it's not even the number. It's just the helmet catch. I'm like, oh, I hate it. I hate the helmet catch so badly, because it's like, yeah, replicate that 100 times. That's happening maybe once more, and it's like, but it happened. So that's a phenomenal play, and great,
Yeah.
great on them. But bye bye, Eli.
So was that your worst NFL moment? The helmet
No,
catch.
no. Honestly, it was a little more personal in the sense that it was the 2008 season when Brady got his ACL injury, when he went down, and it had nothing to do with it being like, oh, like, it sucks because this was right after the perfect season. Yeah, no, this was right after '07 where they lost, and it was like they still had a chance, and it felt like a redemption type thing, and it was like early in the season, ACL gone, and I just looked at my dad and was like, damn it, like, we're not gonna, like, there's nothing at that time. The Raptors weren't doing great, like the Blue Jays not doing well, like
Yeah, Toronto just not
the
had
Sens,
not hot years.
the Sens had also just gone on a Stanley Cup attempt, like a playoff run, and lost in the finals of the Stanley Cup
that's
recently.
rough for
So,
you.
like, life wasn't great for me. It was fine for my dad in the sense of, like, the Steelers were okay, or like it was fine. They were better than my team with Matt Cassell. So yeah, that season was pretty bad because, like, well, my dad and I are very, very close. Absolutely, it was just such common ground. Him and I could drive with. It was just easy, especially at that point. I'm in high school. I'm a teenage girl, and I'm my dad. Like, I'm an only child. Well, I'm my father's only child, and then I have my 2 stepbrothers, and so we didn't always have the most common ground. He tried, And so it was like a little disconnect over the '08 season just because my team was, I mean, they still did pretty well with Cassell, but it just wasn't as fun. It wasn't as like, oh, Tom Brady could turn it on at any moment and this could be a run. Doesn't matter if they're 8-8, they could be in the Super Bowl. So that was kind of the worst moment. That or watching like Cap get the, sorry if we don't want to mention this and it's not intentionally political or anything, but watching Cap getting like thrown out of this league, like, yeah, you can
fucking castrated him basically.
Yeah, like
for protesting something that's completely valid.
Absolutely, but it's also like watching his character just getting torn down and being like, oh, he's a terrible player or anything.
And you know what?
Dude still got him to the Super Bowl.
The worst part of all of that Colin Kaepernick stuff was that he actually sat down with a former soldier, a SEAL, and he asked him, what can I do to, like, what can I do that's not going to, like, cause anything but get my point across? And, you know, he told him, when we lose someone, we kneel. So if you're saying that you want to protest, you know, losing your Black brothers and sisters, kneel during the anthem. Don't sit. Like, that's, like, kneeling is still respectful. Like, it's something soldiers did. So then, you know, when the president and half of America is coming after him saying that it's not patriotic, like, he got that advice from your military. So it's so backwards sometimes, and I just can't believe that like he just got kicked out of the league for that. It was ridiculous. Like, I understand people not wanting politics in football, but there are lots of people out there who use their platform to share their message or protest something. And why was that any different than, you know, a celebrity saying something on their Instagram story or at one of their shows or at a concert or at an award event during their speech? And, you know, they don't get kicked to the curb and never invited on another music song label, whatever again. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. What's your worst memory?
Super Bowl. It's between that and when we lost the AFC in
I told 2018. You. I called that one. I called that one hard. I was worried that in the first quarter, game, but I got you.
I remember I was at the bar watching that game with my friends. My buddies is Patriots fans, so we all went to the bar to watch it together. And every time I would leave to go for a smoke, the Chiefs would do something good. So like 3/4 into the game, I'm like, okay, I'm going out for a smoke, and they're like, don't you fucking go anywhere. Because they were about to win, and they're like, if you leave, something good's gonna happen for them.
Yeah.
I ended up crying underneath the table after they lost.
Classic.
The last time I wore my Eric Berry jersey too.
Oh, I mean,
it was like,
retire it. Just hang it in
the rafters.
Wear it anymore. Yeah, you gotta hang it.
It hangs in my closet.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Maybe we'll do a raising ceremony for it. See in the Hall of Fame yet?
Like, I want to frame it or something and like put it up. I just don't have anything for it right now, so it's hanging in my closet. But yeah, I just like, it feels like bad juju to me. Like every time I wear that jersey, something bad happens. So I don't wear it anymore.
Oh, so you are superstitious. You are the type of fan that it's very superstitious.
So I actually used to be very superstitious when I was like, because when I was in high school, I was way more into hockey than I was in football. Like I still watch hockey every now and then, but like football has definitely taken over. And I remember specifically the year I think it was 2011 when the Canucks went to the finals with Boston.
Is that where you guys, like, Vancouver set their city on fire?
Yeah, that's when they rioted. God, so I remember I had a ritual during the entire playoff because their games were so late at night. They'd start at like the 10 p.m. sometimes. That it was like between the first and the second period, I had to eat an apple. And between the second and third period, I had to have a shower. And that was like,
expecting that.
I did that every game.
Okay.
And it worked up until we got into the final.
Yeah. The ironic thing is, like, the NHL is also the only time that I'm superstitious. Like, with the Ottawa Senators, when they are in the playoffs and doing okay or doing well, I will do the exact same thing. No matter game day.
My only superstition for, like, football is that jersey because...
That's fair.
only bad things have happened when I've worn it, so it's just to look at now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think
Yeah.
I have any of those. I think like
What
I
about what about some of your favorite football moments? What was the best one for you?
I
I
mean
know you got a lot to pick
I
from.
mean come on. Come on. The one that you give me the biggest grief about because it's the only time that I thought it was over. That comeback against Atlanta.
Can
But
I
well,
tell the story?
no, because you
I
always
want to
you
tell the story.
no, you always like misrepresent. Like I didn't think they were up Shit's Creek without a paddle. But like percentage wise, that game was over at halftime. How
Well, I
that
just want to tell my
happened?
story about that game because I thought it was hilarious because
Oh my god.
when we were in college, I went to Ollie's with a bunch of friends to go watch the game. Um, and it was getting to the point where it was like you said, they knew I got a text from you saying like they're not coming back, and I was like, oh no, but I didn't. I was like, fucks you. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
sucks. I was kind of just like, sucks to suck. I'm at the bar. I'm
Yeah.
having fun.
Like
I'm
you
drinking.
agreed
So
with me.
at this point, we're just like we weren't even paying attention to the game, and we were bouncing bottle caps
Yeah.
into our pitchers. Like that's where we were at.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we hear a couple people starting to cheer, and we all look at the screen. We're like, what the fuck just happened? And then you start texting me being like, I can't believe this happened. Oh my God. Like, I don't know how many text messages I got from that night because we're just in utter
Do
shock.
you remember when I texted you? Like it was just at the end of halftime. I was like,
It was halftime and you're
if
like, they're not coming back.
no,
You're
no,
like,
I
it's over.
that
I'll
was
admit
like
it.
when we went to halftime. That's when I said like immediately. I was like, it's over. I'll admit it. But at the end of halftime, do you remember when I texted being like, the only
No, because I
person
was
I would
drunk. I don't remember you being
yeah.
upset.
The only person that would come back from this, or I was like, we have the only quarterback in the league that I think could bring us back. It was like Tom Brady could make a run. Did I believe it? No. No.
You know
But
what's
then it
funny
started
about that point
happening.
you make? It's so funny because during this past Super Bowl in the fourth quarter, when the Chiefs were like down and out, my sister looked at me and she's like, because she doesn't really watch football, and she's like, so is there like any way, like, is there any possibility? And I'm like, I literally said to her, the only person that would be able to come back from this is Tom Brady.
On
And
the
she was
other
like,
side of the
oh, okay.
field.
And I'm like, he's on the other team. Oh. She's like, well, good luck. I'll see you
Oh.
later.
Yeah. No, I also do appreciate though that people want him out of the league. I get it. It's boring watching him. Uh, that last Patriots Super Bowl
I mean, it
was
was a little
boring.
more fun watching. Yeah, that was like by far one of the worst Super Bowls. But yeah, I think that watching him on the new team was a little exciting because everyone was like, who's better, Belichick or Brady? And like you really got your answer this season. And I think that's like that was like a really big.
We
you
did
don't think
not get
people
our
got their
answer this. No.
Oh, okay.
I think the
Well,
only
we can dive into that later if you want.
I will say this because I think we can say the system quarterback debate's over with. Because
yes, okay, I guess
dude did not get an off season and still took him to a Super Bowl with his own.
I agree with you.
His own playbook at the end, like Bruce Arians essentially admitted that fact with, well, yeah, ultimately I told him he could call his own plays if he's out there and sees something. Like,
well, yeah, what quarterback wouldn't? Like, you have to trust
knew.
your quarterback enough to know that
Exactly.
if something's going on out there that you can't see, that they're going to make the right call.
But I don't think you can say that we have answered the Brady versus Belichick
like
debate.
And
I don't think we will get that answer. I don't think that's a fair thing we can debate because together those two were
a team.
They were weirdly magical, right?
That's one way to describe it.
But like it was odd. They had that aura. Like sure, some of those Super Bowls they didn't win. Some of those Super Bowls the other team lost it because they knew. They're like, oh shit, we've just given Brady 2 minutes to drive down the field in the fourth quarter. We've seen this before. So they psych themselves out.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's gone. I think no one's scared of facing the Patriots. No one's really scared of facing Tom Brady. They're scared of facing the Buccaneers because now Tom Brady has everyone under the sun. And also everyone under the sun's now a receiver for the Bucks. Like Brady now has Godwin and Evans. You know,
I think I read somewhere that they're keeping all their starters.
22 starters. It's the first team to do that in like I think
I think
40
everyone who
years.
played in this
Yeah,
like every starter from the Super Bowl is coming back.
yeah. Which is
So that's
why
gonna be
like
interesting to see because you don't get that too often.
no, not at all, not at all. But no, one day we'll have to cover that Belichick
That'll
versus
be a whole
Brady.
episode.
Let's go.
And it'll just be
Let's
you
go.
talking to yourself.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts because I can argue both sides. Yeah, I don't even need you. I do.
You don't
I
need me because I'm
do.
gonna sit there and the whole time I'm just gonna be like, I hate Belichick. I hate
Yeah.
Brady. I hate Belichick. I hate Brady. And that's all you're gonna hear for
Yeah.
just a broken record.
But on that note, you bring up the fact that the Bucks brought back 22 of their starters. Do you think your team got better in the offseason then? Do you think if you were to face the Bucks again in the Super Bowl, would you take them? Because obviously you had the O-line deficit.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it wasn't just the O-line in the Super Bowl though, because it was, I mean, yes, that was a big problem. We're missing the doctor, we're missing Fisher. Like there were holes definitely, but like defensively, we weren't keeping up with things. We were getting penalties left and right, which were setting you guys up really well. You guys had great pressure on Mahomes. Like you guys were making it was tough to face you, and then we were making it tough on ourselves. Like at the end of the day, it felt like it was just us facing, like the team was just facing themselves at that point because offensively you guys were stopping us and defensively we were fucking up big time. So it was just they were just fighting against themselves at that point. It was really sad to see, but like it's hard to say that like if they played again who would win, because during regular season we did beat the Bucks and it was a great game. Like if you want to compare, like we'll talk about Tyreek Hill just because I have the stats up in front of me. Like when he versed them in week 12, he had 269 yards and touchdowns. When he versed them in the Super Bowl, he had 73 yards and 3 catches.
Didn't he
like
backflip into the end zone? Like in that game where
in week 12
torched them? Yeah, didn't he backflip?
He did something to piss them off, and you know what?
That's do that shit. You know that.
You
know better. You don't.
And you know what's funny is you'll see defenders if they can if someone outruns Tyreek Hill on the field, they'll throw him a piece.
Oh, yeah, that shit's funny.
Just to taunt him.
That shit's hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know if we had our O-line full like it should have been with if coronavirus didn't take away Dr. D, if Fisher wasn't injured, like there's so many ifs that you can't say because like I said, we did beat them without the doctor. We had Fisher, but we beat them without I don't even know how to say his full name. Laurent Tardif. Laurent. Emma's gonna kill me because I can't speak French. She can say it so well. But yeah, I just call him Dr. D because it's just so much easier to say. But you know what? Props to him. If you don't know who he is, he's a O-lineman from the Chiefs. He is actually Canadian, and he has his doctorate in McGill, and he decided to opt out. He opted out of
not a doctorate.
What does he have?
He has an MD. Yeah.
MD. I'm sorry.
Doctorates or PhDs.
I'm sorry. He has an MD, and he opted out of the season to go work at a hospital back in his hometown in Quebec. So props to him. You can't be mad at him for that. And that was really hard too, as we missed him, but I couldn't be mad for his decision. So props to him. But but yeah, I don't know because I mean how we're doing this free agency, it's also hard to say right now because I have a feeling we're gonna pick up a couple O-linemen in the draft. That's what we really need. I mean we did pick up where am I looking here? They haven't signed Eric Fisher back, so I don't know.
No, but you guys picked up. You picked up
Thuney.
Yeah,
Joe Thuney. I don't know. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, the Patriot. The former Patriot.
The Patriot. We have a.
He's good. He is a good blocker. I miss that dude.
We picked up Jaron Reed.
Okay.
We have Austin Bill Blythe. I don't know how to say his last name. He came from Rams. Elythage. How the f do you pronounce that? Both. What?
I'll have to hear it.
You're gonna edit that out.
Okay, I'll tell Ryan. It's the 38 minute.
Where else are we? We got a tight end. We got Blake Bell from the Cowboys, but like
Yeah.
that's it. We don't really
So you're
sign back
saying
a lot of our corners. I
they
think that we're gonna have more come draft.
yeah, basically what you're saying is they still have work to do in the off
We
season that
still have
you
a
can't
lot.
judge it yet.
It's still early. We have lots of work to do. They haven't even had their
Yeah.
like training camps yet. I don't even know if they're gonna have. I know they're having a preseason. Don't know if they're allowed to do training camps. But yeah, I think we do have a lot of work to do. I don't think we have a lot of holes to fill. I think it's just a matter of actually filling them and not. I know I just like Andy Reid makes me nervous in the offseason, mostly because of what he did when he picked Mahomes, because that just really threw me for a loop. But
that works.
I trust him. He makes me nervous, but I trust him. So like, I'm just hoping that like the Chiefs coaching staff doesn't see like this stellar play. You know, they might have, I don't even know what picks are right now, probably super low, but like, I don't know if they're going to have like a trade up for something and like take a flashy player when like we don't need another flashy player. So I just hope that they really focus on like filling those and not, oh, this guy's really great. We should just take him and like see what happens.
That's fair. I mean, you guys could do what the Patriots did. No, you guys are too far down. Never mind. I was like,
no, we're not.
There's this
we would need to trade up to do that.
Yeah, there's this one freaking tight end that, whoever gets him, he's the best player in this draft. Kyle Pitts.
Oh my god, he had such a good pro day.
Like, I mean,
he's phenomenal.
Okay. Lawrence is arguably the best player in the draft, but like, after you get by Lawrence, it's like objectively Kyle. He's a hell of an athlete. He is going to try to break Gronkowski's record.
I'm gonna miss him on the Gators.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really see him play. I've seen a lot of his highlights, and I checked out
That's the tough thing about college football is they're not there very long. So it's like very bittersweet when they leave.
Yeah, but like,
because like you still get to watch them play, but like now they're playing in a completely different league.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's super exciting to see someone like Devontae Smith next in the NFL next season. Like, dude's small, but he.
Hey, he was the Heisman winner for a reason.
Wow.
He deserved it. Like a lot of people asked me about that a lot of people speculated it is Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And I can tell you straight up, Trevor Lawrence didn't deserve it that year. If he was eligible for it in his freshman year, down.
He definitely
no freshman. I don't know any other the championship in past years.
No. That was unbelievable.
It was one of the best runs I've ever seen. So like, yeah, no, if you're gonna ask me that last year, no, he didn't. he wasn't on the level that he was when he came in, which was kind of sad to see. But Devontae Smith absolutely deserved that.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the draft brings, but we'll discuss that obviously later.
That'll be another episode.
I don't know what the Patriots are gonna do. There's rumors they're trying to trade up to number 3, so you assume, or number 4. Atlanta.
I thought there was a lot of speculation that they were going to take Mac Jones.
I think that's all smoke. That's all smoke.
I think that's smoke and mirrors now.
Yeah, I think it's been all smoke.
Like, I think Mac Jones will be lucky to go in the first round at this point.
No, he's gonna go. He's still rumored to go number 3.
Really?
It's still rumored to be.
Do you think that people are going to take him
Wilson.
over Justin Fields?
Oh yeah, I think he's falling, but I don't think he deserves to fall. Like that dude.
Who, Fields?
Yeah, Fields is number 2, but he's gonna fall for a stupid reason.
Okay. Let's hone it back here.
yeah, but I don't necessarily know what the Patriots need. Okay, that's a lie. You need a new QB. Unfortunately, sorry, Cam.
That's really your only hole right there.
But
if you can find someone who runs that machine, like
that
Brady
that tight end.
Yeah.
All we need is someone who can throw the mid. Like Brady does it the best that we'll ever see in playing the 2 tight end game. But that doesn't mean an average quarterback can't do it. And like with Hunter Henry and they have just picked up 2 tight ends that are highly rated by Pro Football Focus. And it's just like, okay, we're going back to the days of Hernandez and Gronkowski. And well, Hernandez is a horrible person.
Guys are rebuilding.
It's been that was some beautiful football to watch, and that's what they've constantly tried to go back to, and it just has never worked. So you have to assume they're looking quarterback, that's what they still need, but otherwise it's been a free agency like none other that I can remember.
Lots of crazy moves.
So much money spent by the Patriots. I can't believe it.
I
I'm
mean, they
very
have it. They
happy.
don't have. They got rid of Brady. They got rid of Gronk. They
I
got
mean,
like they
Brady took
have.
pay cuts, right? So he never really
Yeah.
cost that team anywhere near what he
No, but
should.
I'm not. It's not. It wasn't just Brady that
Yeah.
left though. Like they got a lot of cap space. Like they're a very highly rated team. Like I don't doubt that they got money under their belt to finesse new players. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm looking forward to what the draft brings.
I'm so excited. Draft is like my college Christmas. Like watching them all get their new teams. I feel like the mom on the sideline. Like you. Like I don't even. Great season. I'm gonna be so excited for you to join the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
My favorite, I'll tell you my favorite draft moment. When Christian Wilkins got drafted.
No, 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 no,
And
no, no. You have to
yes,
save that for the draft preview.
that's my favorite draft. Well, we're talking about our favorite football moments. That's my favorite draft moment was when he came on stage, got drafted to the Dolphins. So like it was
Yeah.
like I feel like that's something that's hard to be excited about. But this man came on and like fully like body pumped the
Thank you for making my
commissioner.
point for me. Dolphins, not a good team.
Like it's hard to be excited, but he came on that stage with like so much joy, and I love watching like all of his mic'd up stuff. Like there was one that I saw where he's like super obsessed with the Hamilton musical, and so he's like going around asking all the other coaches if he's like, yeah, I've seen it 3 times on Broadway. He's like singing all of the signs. He's like, yeah, it's been my camp track. Like he was like listening to, yeah, he like jams out to it. He loves it, and he's joking around with the coaches, being like, oh, did you watch it? I watched it on Disney Plus. Like he is just, I miss him
I
so much
remember that
on
actually.
Clemson. He is such a personality. Like he is so much like you look at him and you know he's more than a football player. Like that's like he gives off such great
Yeah.
energy. Like he is someone I would love to be like. I would love to with him because he was just like a bundle of joy. Like I remember when they won the national championship. Let's get Christian over. Christian, he's like me. I'll stop it.
Yeah, that's good.
He's a joy. He's a joy. So I was so happy when he got drafted, and just the way he reacted was amazing.
Yeah. No, that was funny. Definitely very funny.
Yeah, it was. I rewinded and watched it.
That's funny. That's funny. But I guess we'll see what time will bring.
Yeah.
Guess
he's
that's
been
a
doing good
wrap
there.
on our.
Miami's been going up and up and up, so I'm excited to see what they'll do. They have Tua now. They have Wilkins. We'll see what they get in the draft this year. But Miami's been a little more fun to watch, especially.
Yeah, but now he's gone to the football team, so that will be fun to watch too.
Yeah, his potentially his last year, and if he doesn't get voted,
Oh yeah,
he can't be eligible for the Hall of Fame. So
he's gonna
what to
get
do.
there, right? Like
when that time comes, you tweet his name every single day.
Yeah, that's gonna
Do
be
it for
a whole
Fitzmagic.
movement. It won't
It
matter
will.
how he does either, because like
No,
literally,
he probably won't even be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They'll probably let him have a couple throws, but I don't think he'll be the starter for his conference.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see what happens though. But yeah, I hope that that happens for him because he's someone who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and that's kind of a bullshit rule. Getting into the what is it called? The Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Getting into the Pro Bowl is like it's all fan based. Your fans vote for you to go in, so it's not. I don't understand how that merits being eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And never make a pro day or pro bowl, not day.
I'm not gonna lie. That's just an odd rule, but it helps me understand why there's some people who aren't in the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, because you'd be a great player and a shitty person. Like you're never gonna see Watson in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, or it's just like it could be as simple as if you're a great player on a bad team, yes, the best of the best are going to still get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But it may be a mediocre tier Hall of Famer, which is a weird sentence to say, I understand, may have only gotten in because his team was good. So it got more national views. It got more publicity. So when Pro Bowl
if you're on a more
voting,
popular team, you're probably going to have a lot more players go to the Pro Bowl. Like, it's just a whole, I don't like it, but it's there. We just deal with it. But
yeah.
I guess we'll wrap that up there for this episode. First one done. Wow. I hope you guys got to know a little bit about us more. It was really fun to kind of shoot the shit like that. We haven't done that in a while.
No.
So we are going to release episodes every Wednesday. We have a lot of great off-season topics planned. And then once the season starts to pick up, it'll be more of a game highlights, weekly recaps, and other NFL news. And then starting in May, the last podcast of every month, we're going to have a college special. So we're going to talk about college football, some teams, players, any updates that are happening there. Because you know me, I love my college football.
Go Sooners.
Yeah, we have a Sooners fan on the other side there, so I'm excited for the season. It's going to be fun. And then next week we're going to have a special guest joining us on the show. Our good friend and fellow Fantasy League member, Steelers fanatic Rafaela, will be here. She's a communication. Don't boo her.
Not to her. To the Steelers.
Not my Hufflepuff friend.
She's Hufflepuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah, doesn't that make sense? Every Slytherin Hufflepuff. That's why we work so well. But yeah, so she'll be on the show. Raph is a communications specialist, so she's going to come on and talk to us about what's been going on with Deshaun Watson in the NFL. There's been 22 sexual assault cases filed against him. The police have started an official investigation. He's being dropped by a lot of his brands. The NFL and his team haven't had much to say about it, so we're going to dive into how the organizations are handling the situation. It'll be a great talk. I'm really excited to have her on.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
And yeah, so we're going to do that next week with just that next week. I was looking at the show notes. I thought you moved everything. So next week we're really going to dive into the situation with Deshaun Watson. So stay tuned for that. There's a lot going on there, a lot still coming out. It's really just the beginning of a giant shit show for him. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, download the episode, watch it 1,000,001 times. Tell your friends to listen to it, Primetime Dimes. And we'll be here next Wednesday.
See you then.
Bye.